I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. The stirring in your soul has left you wondering, should you stay or turn around? Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise, that you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. Oh, I know the brightest star above was created by the one who loved more than we'll ever know, to guide you when you're lost. What started...
And now our graduates. Rabbi. Wait, once everybody's seated, why don't you just announce the anthem?
That's what we do.
Yeah. Please remain standing as I call up Rabbis Michael Katzman and Rabbi Matt Rudda, our Levine Rabbi educators, to lead us in the prayer for the state of Israel.
Please join us. Avinu Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Go'olo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Tzmichat Geulatenu, Hagen Aleha be'avrat Asecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Orcha v'Mincha l'Roshea, Sareya v'Yotzea, V'taknem be'etza tova milfanecha, Chazek et Yidei Megnei Eretz Kodshenu, V'anchilem Eloheinu Yeshua, Ve'ater et Nitzachon Te'atrem, V'natata Shalom Ba'aretz, V'simchat Olam Le'oshvea, V'nomar Amen.
You may be seated. It is my privilege to call upon Neil Beckerman, this year's Levine Gala Mensch honoree and Vice Chair of the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas, to share greetings on behalf of the Federation. Neil?
Thank you for that great applause. Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to bring greetings on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas. We are so proud of the graduating class of 2019. The strong academics, vibrant Jewish studies, Hebrew, and love of Israel will set you on a path of leadership and success in high school, college, and in life. Your Dallas Jewish community will need you to come back and take responsibility in your life. I want to thank the Rabbanim, Maureen, Tom Elliott, Solomon Israel, the board chair, my dear friend Sandy Marks, and the entire Levine board for all the work you do to prepare the next generation of Jewish leaders. And we cannot have enough of them, and they come from sending your children to Levine. To the parents, I thank you for sending your children here. Choosing Jewish day school education is a sure bet for the future of your children. Your investment in their Jewish identities and stellar education will ensure that they are not only well educated, but your children will be mensches as well. And I was lucky enough to be with the 5th grade group with a project at the Legacy at Willow Bend, and I could tell in meeting with them here at the school and talking to them before that day and then afterwards, we are really preparing a lot of mensches here. The Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas is your partner in ensuring stellar formal Jewish education. Before I got involved in the Federation about 7-8 years ago, I did not know all that the Jewish Federation did. We're very proud to provide more than $1 million each year in financial support to our area Jewish day schools and high schools. This equates to over $1,000 per student. Levine Academy receives over $260,000 in annual support, including grants that help kick off the engineering program and funding for the dyslexia and learning specialists to ensure that those who learn differently can find a home and be successful here at Levine. I recall my 8th grade year fondly, and sitting up on a bema like this, I was named most talkative. I was trying to look up today. I was really upset that we had in our yearbook most likely to succeed or to be a mensch, and I looked up the most likely to succeed and couldn't find him on the internet, but I did find where he lives, so I may reach out to him and see what's going on in his life. But when you look back on this, you will look back fondly at your time at Levine. May you go from strength to strength, success to success, as you embark on your high school careers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil, and all of us thank the Federation for its ongoing support for Jewish education throughout the Dallas area. Now welcome all of you to our graduation of Ann and Nate Levine Academy, class of 2019. Just beyond this year, we're going to enter our 40th year of existence of Schechter and Levine. That's amazing. Now, before we begin our well wishes to the graduating class and launch into the heartwarming core of our program this evening, which is to hear from each and every voice in this class, I would like to take a moment to recognize our devoted and talented faculty at Levine Academy who are responsible for teaching and guiding our graduates to reach this academic landmark. Along with all of my administrative colleagues who work shoulder to shoulder with our outstanding faculty, will our entire Levine Academy faculty and staff please rise so that we can recognize you. Thank you. I'm very pleased to call up the leader of our K-8 faculty and the leader of our academic program. Right up front, I want to thank her for closing out a spectacular school year. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome up to the podium Principal Liz Lawler to address the class.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our graduation ceremony tonight. We come together to recognize all of our 8th grade students. Graduates, we are proud of your academic achievements. We all have high expectations for you. Take a look around the room and you will see all the smiling faces and the taking of pictures and videos, all to remember this very, very special moment. Today is an important day for you and for all of us. Today is a good day to say thank you to all who have supported you, because as much as this is your achievement, it is also the achievement of everyone who loves you. Graduation can be seen as a coming of age, an official way to recognize when a person moves into a new phase of life. Graduates, you are stepping into a new phase. You are leaving Levine Academy, a place that has been a home away from home, a familiar place with familiar faces, a very predictable place. You are moving into the unknown. You are most likely filled with mixed emotions, excitement about what's to come, a new school, new friends, new teachers, new subjects to study. But you are probably a little anxious too. You're asking yourself, will I make new friends? Will I fit in? Will I be able to handle the rigor of the classwork and the homework that comes with high school? I can tell you with great confidence, yes, you will. You have been well prepared by all of your teachers over the past couple of years for the challenges that you will face. You are very ready for high school. Graduates, remember you don't have to follow the crowd. Do the right thing even when no one is watching you. Study hard, and remember that you are investing in yourself with every book you read and with every test you take. And don't be in too big of a hurry to grow up. Enjoy every minute of high school. It will be over before you know it. The future holds great things for you, and we all sitting here wait to see all of the wonderful things you will accomplish in high school and beyond. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to your parents, your teachers, and everyone who helped you reach where you are today. Today you close the door to the past and open the door to the future. Today you start a new chapter of your life. Remember, there are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits you put on yourself. Thank you, graduates.
Thank you, Liz, for your encouraging words. And now, for the traditional core of our graduation program, our students' speeches. And to begin, we'll begin with Serena Israel. Serena?
"23 values. Kulanu shonim, im kulanu nashir et ota mangina, lo tihiye harmonia, al tishbot mashahu, biglal shehu shoneh." We are all different. If we all sing the same melody, how can there be harmony? Don't judge someone just because they are different. Amber Lou. I have made it through the inferno of middle school. Finally, no more potted plant bathroom passes, bell ringers, or random dance breaks on trips. Although entering a new beginning is exciting, I will still miss quite a few times I have shared at this school. I am not here to tell you what happened in every grade, who I had for a teacher, or what my favorite memory was. Today I'm here to tell you about the traits that each of my peers have taught me. Aryeh, do not be afraid to speak up. Brendan, have confidence while speaking. Nihal, don't be afraid of who you are. Ella F, focus on the task at hand. Samantha, never give up even if a problem is difficult. Ryan, how to use Photoshop. Jacob, how to explain a concept that might be difficult for peers. Bryn, how to have never-ending conversations with friends. Lauren, how to always put the best you forward. Noah, to let everyone know what you are thinking. Abby, to be fashion-forward at all times. Jeremy, to have the imagination and innocence of a young child. Aiden, develop the ability to work hard for an unexpected result. Jonathan, how to handle technological problems. Gabriel, be kind to everyone. Javi, go with the flow. Eden, how to make friends quickly. Mia, how to make any experience enjoyable. Joshua, how to make others laugh. Sarah's always see the bright side of life. Ella S, how to adapt to a new school. Alana, always smile. Avery, how to work well on a team. Each of these values I can take to high school and pass with flying colors. I can confidently say that I have gotten such a great group of friends. I would have never developed such a strong bond at another school. Thank you for my peers for the most beautiful moment in life. Thank you to everyone who has helped me transform from a Levine stallion into a Booker T. Washington Pegasus.
Thank you, Serena. And next up, Jeremy Minsky.
God's gift. Masal shel elef milim matchil im sa'ad echad. A famous philosopher once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." I see my path here as the 7 days of creation. God first said, "Let there be light." Day 1. My first image of Levine is that of light. Light shining upon every student, teacher, and family walking into the school. Unfamiliar faces fly past me from all directions. Hesitant at first, I will later know that I had nothing to be afraid of. Day 2. On my first day of school, there was nothing in progress. Just a bunch of little kids doing whatever comes to mind. But there was potential. Potential that would eventually blossom into a great class of 2019. Day 3. Concluding our preschool years at Levine, we are about to embark on a new era, our lower school days. Arising from this celebration came work, projects, tests, and homework. Though stressed, we knew that nothing could stop a devoted young group of kids. Day 4. We take off on our middle school journey, developing to a strong class. New people join the adventure, and some leave, but the core of kids from the beginning unifies everyone to one cohesive grade. Day 5. We advance our middle school careers. Everybody's laughing, having a good time, and growing closer and closer together. Although we once started as acquaintances, in middle school, we call each other friends. Day 6. Beginning my last year at Levine, I never thought I would make it this far, but I've impressed myself. To see that we are the oldest students here gives me chills sometimes. Looked up to by younger students provides me with a wonderful feeling inside. And now, day 7. Just as God rested because he had done his work, our Levine journey must come to an end. Reminiscing on our adventure here at Levine has brought back so many memories. Thankfully, being in Israel was the culmination that illustrates best what Levine means to me. This expedition to our homeland was a perfect closure to move on from our newfound adolescence into high school. I would like to thank my family from all over, my teachers from past and present, and my friends here today. I could not have done this without everyone here to support and guide me on the right path. As Helen Keller said, the most beautiful thing in the world cannot be seen or even touched. It must be felt with the heart. Thank you.
Jeremy, thank you. Next to speak, Jacob Grossfeld.
One step forward. In the past 13 years, so many things in my life have changed. I have moved houses, made new friends, become an older brother to 2 siblings, learned many meaningful ideas, and grown from a little child into a young man. Although everything mentioned above has changed, one thing hasn't. Levine Academy has been a part of my life for all those years. From Beverly Lewin's class in the 2s, all the way to 8th grade, I have not attended a school other than Levine Academy. I've made memories that will stay with me forever. One reason Levine has helped me grow so much is because of its family aspect. A large part of this group of 24 kids has been together for several years, and now they feel like family to me. I have been through so much with them. Traveled around Texas, spent a week in Washington, D.C. and New York, and even journeyed to Israel for 2 weeks. The opportunities Levine has given me to express myself and experience the outside world are endless. To this day, I will always remember playing soccer at recess in kindergarten, doing spelling tests with Miss Scheinberg in 1st grade, and using our Burdick bucks to buy toys in the auction. I couldn't have made these memories at any other school. I would like to thank every teacher I've had at Levine for giving me a quality education. I especially will never forget Betty and Beverly's 2s class, Miss Scheinberg in 1st grade, having Miss Neff as my amazing math teacher for every year since 3rd grade, Mr. Rocca and Mrs. Smith being great science and language arts teachers in 5th and 6th grade, and Miss Geffen helping me so much to prepare for this day. I would also like to thank Coach Price and Coach Sam for giving me the opportunity to play sports for Levine and helping me become a better basketball player. The experiences I've had through basketball at Levine are very special. Our tournament in Chicago was a great way to end my Levine basketball career, and it was so much fun winning it. As Proverbs 22:6 states, Chanoch lanar al pi darko, gam ki yaskin lo yasur mimena. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Levine has prepared me to take my next step at St. Mark's this upcoming school year. But just because I'm leaving Levine doesn't mean that it will leave me. My memories, experiences, and academic learnings will stay with me for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Jacob. Our next speaker will be Ella Segev.
The end and a new beginning. A few years ago, I moved across the world to America. Although it was scary moving to a foreign place, I had a supportive group of friends to help me. If I had not known the friends I have now, my life would have been so different. I would not like the same things I like now, and I would not be the same person I am today. My teachers were also a huge part in making my move smooth and easy, by being sure that I understood what they were teaching. It meant a lot to me that my friends and teachers were most helpful and supportive. My friends are the most important people to me. With their smiles and laughter, they always make my day brighter. We will always find a way to communicate. We will still stay friends despite the many cities, countries, continents, or oceans between us. Without my friends, I would honestly be afraid to be myself. They have shown me that it is better to be different and to express my real personality. K-pop idol Lee Felix said, "Just a little braver. Kutsat yoter omets." I stand by this quote because I believe it relates to my life. At a young age, I moved across the world, afraid what was to become of my future. This quote reminds me that no matter what challenges life throws at me, I should take them on with bravery. Finally, I would like to thank my family. Mia, thank you for being the best older sister. You were always willing to listen to me rant about my problems, and I really appreciate you. Mom and Dad, thank you very much for being supportive of everything I do. I love you both very much. As I start a new adventure going into high school, I am hit with the reality of new people and a new environment. Once again, I realize I should face the years to come with courage. I remember what Levine has taught me, not just the physical classes, but the life lessons the teachers and my friends have provided. I will never forget the people I have met during my time here. Everyone has left an imprint on my life, and I will forever be thankful.
Thank you, Ella. Next up, Alana Sunshine.
The sun will come out tomorrow. As Stefan Chopsky says in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, things change and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. This quote relates directly to me. When I moved to Texas in 7th grade, things changed. It was tough to come to a new school and make new friends. I left Maryland and a group of kids I had been with since kindergarten, and though it felt like it might, life did not stop. Feelings like being alone, an outsider, through my middle school journey have been tough, but I have learned to keep my head high, persevere, and set goals for myself, both socially and academically. Conquering these obstacles has been a battle at times, but my life did not stop. My teachers have shared valuable life lessons that will stick with me. When academics have proved challenging, experience has taught me that hard work pays off and that I should not allow temporary setbacks to get me down. I need to get out of my comfort zone and put myself out there. Most of the times, the results have been rewarding. I thank all of my teachers for preparing me for high school and for all the feedback you have given me to help me grow academically and socially. I have also shared many wonderful, life-changing experiences that I will remember forever. Levine has given me the opportunity to go to New York, Washington, D.C., and Israel with my peers. Through these travels, I have created stronger bonds with my friends. Mom and Dad, I offer you my most sincere thanks for loving me unconditionally and supporting me in everything that I do. Jonah, you are such a positive role model for me, and I am proud to be your little sister. Fellow students, we have learned so much, and we have grown into confident, strong, young leaders. There's a lot of work for us to do. Ani ve'ata neshana et ha'olam. You and I, we will change the world.
Thank you, Alana. Next speaker, Gabriel Rudelman.
An end of an era. Levine has been part of my life for almost all of my life. From mommy and me to 8th grade, I have cherished my time here. From Mr. Adams to Miss Geffen, I have had a number of spectacular teachers who have taught me everything that I know. I've had many great experiences with so many teachers throughout my journey at Levine. ECC Shabbats with Beverly, Hayat Hasidur, where I received my first prayer book, Miss Scheinberg's first grade class with all my friends, eating ice cream after every Zimriyah, enjoying Gaveret Raphael's spectacular baking, acting out the Revolutionary War in Miss Sneff's 4th grade class, and just having a great time on my middle school trips. Levine has also helped me develop my Jewish identity, learning about our history, our religion, who we are as people, and who I am as an individual. Without the amazing Hebrew and Jewish studies teachers that I have had, I would not understand what it means to be Jewish. I am grateful to have been able to attend this school all my life, and although I am graduating, Levine will always be a part of who I am. I would like to thank my parents for sending me to this wonderful school, and I'd like to thank the amazing staff who worked so hard to mold me into the man I am today. As Roman philosopher Seneca once said, Kol sof hugam chatchila harasha. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Our next speaker, Eden Rogozinski.
First and last, Seattle, Washington had been my home for as long as I can remember. When receiving the news that my family and I were moving to Texas, it came as a shock. Although surprised, I was also excited to meet new friends and create opportunities. Moving, housing, schools, and tennis programs proved a long process. Fortunately, when we decided to attend Levine Academy with welcoming teachers and students, it was easy to make friends quickly. Coming from a larger public school into a private school environment, I realized many differences. At Levine, everyone works together as a group, which, although unlike my previous education, was exciting. Not only do we work together, but because of the small amount of kids in a class, the students get more time with their teachers. Despite the differences between the schools, that did not stop me from having the best 8th grade year. Chosef chayim layamim shelcha, velo yamim lachayim shelcha. This quotation means, add life to your days, not days to your life. Each day, we should fill our lives with new adventures and memories. Throughout my time here, that is exactly what I've accomplished, making spectacular experiences with incredible friendships that will last a lifetime. Thank you to the remarkable teachers, and thank you to my parents, because without them, I would not be where I am today. Levine Academy was the right choice, allowing me to enjoy new experiences and make more memories with my extraordinary friends. This has been the most fantastic first and last year at Levine. Thank you.
Thank you, Eden. We now welcome to the podium Aryeh Ackerman.
Taught for greatness. I have been going to Levine since Mommy and me. I was sent to Levine along with my older sister and brother to enrich our Jewish education and to really take in our religion. I have learned so much more than that, however. Since the beginning of my Levine journey, I was always taught to be responsible, from teachers letting us pour our own juice to reading poetry in front of my class in kindergarten. Though these tasks might seem small and simple, they inspired me to be a leader. My teachers always lifted me up when I fell down and taught me to try my hardest, without giving up. Israeli activist and hero Ari Fuld once said, "If life is not hard, you're doing it wrong." Im hachayim einam tashim, ata oseh mashahu lo nachon. The meaning of this quote is relatable to the upbringing I have had in my Levine education. I was never taught to settle for less. Along with the many opportunities here, I appreciate that if I am ever confused, any teacher will take time out of their day to help me. I cherish the connection I have with my teachers. I love that I feel comfortable talking to them about important topics such as how I'm treated. I will forever remember the connections I have made over the years with my peers. I hope that our relationships will last for a long time. I am grateful to have had the opportunities to go on school trips to Austin, San Antonio, Philadelphia, New York, DC, and most recently, Israel. Going to Israel with my closest friends was an unimaginable experience. All in all, this school has brought me up and taught me to be the person I am today. I hope I can use the lessons I learned here in my later life.
Thank you, Aryeh. Next to speak, Ryan Goldstein.
Time well spent. 13 years, 4,745 days, 47,450 hours, 170,820,000 seconds, and one great experience. As Vince Lombardi once said, Winners never quit, and quitters never win. Menachim lo porshim, v'mi sheporesh lo menatzeach. In my mind, this quotation says that if you really want something, you have to persevere and push on no matter what the circumstances. You must struggle through whatever comes your way. Life will always be challenging. Nothing is easy. Some will quit, but some will fight until the end and win. I have succeeded by embracing failure, never fearing it. Failure holds valuable lessons, but I must embrace it to learn them. When stuck on a math problem, for example, I realized the importance of not quitting, but rather taking a different route to completion. Near the end of his career, Dirk Nowitzki dealt with many injuries. He was always told to quit because of them. Dirk put in hard work and played through these physical problems. He never stopped until he was 40 when he retired. Although I've just now retired from Levine Academy and am moving on to the next stage of my life, high school at Reno, I will never forget these past 13 years.
Thank you, Ryan. Next to speak, Noah Kasher.
Learn your lessons. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Im ata lo yachol la'uf az tarutz, im ata lo yachol larut az tamshich lalechet. Ve'im ata lo yachol lalechet az tenaseh lizchol. Aval bechol ma she'ata oseh, tamid tamshich lalechet kedima." From the Aliyah in 4th grade to my bar mitzvah in 7th grade to the Israel trip in 8th grade, I have grasped many important life lessons and Judaic ideas. An example of such a lesson is that you should never treat anyone less than you treat yourself. For example, my teachers at Levine Academy have always respected me like an adult, which is how I have acted towards them. I would like to thank all the ones that have inspired me over my 9 years at Levine Academy. I would especially like to thank Dr. Nathan for teaching me so many new ideas. This year, Dr. Nathan explained the significance of the golden calf in the book of Exodus. When Moses went up to Mount Sinai to get the 10 Commandments, Aaron and the rest of the Jews were afraid that Moses died, so they built a golden calf to replace God and Moses. The moral of the story is that you should always stick to your beliefs and put others before yourself. Every day I come to Levine, I learn how to be a better Jew. Through all of the bad things that have happened to our people, we still rise up. We have to go forward, even if something bad happens. Furthermore, I would also like to thank my fellow students for being great friends and for our many memories. In Israel, at the Kotel, all of the boys danced and sang together on Shabbat. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I will remember forever. Here's to continued success to my teachers at Levine Academy and my classmates moving forward.
Noah, thank you. Our next speaker is Sarah Sekenik.
The story of a girl. Once there was a girl who was scared and shy. At her first school, the other kids didn't talk to her much because she liked animals more than people. The girl's wonderful parents decided that public school was not the way to go. Of course she was mad, but she was blind to all the amazing outcomes. As soon as she stepped foot into the new building, she noticed some familiar faces. She never really hung out with any of these people, though. She was so awkward, she was sure no one would like her. A smiling girl with bouncy red hair suddenly approached her and made this girl feel like she could also smile. That Friday, she switched schools. Taken aback by how many girls were happy that she joined them, the new student soon found herself hanging out and laughing with the others. She found a small group of super close friends who introduced her to many things: new shows to watch, new hobbies to try, and most recently, new music to listen to. She felt so loved. But although happy with all her friends, she still wanted to expand her circle. One day, there was news of a new girl arriving at school. The girl's prayers had been answered. In the mind of an 11-year-old, however, the new person had begun stealing her friends, and she decided to dislike this person from a faraway place. Little did this ignorant girl know that the person she claimed to hate would soon become her best friend. They now sit together all the time, work together, and even get called out for talking during class. Yeah, sorry about that. Nevertheless, she also enjoys rekindling friendships with others. Hopefully, everyone now understands that I am the young girl who has luckily developed healthy relationships with everyone. As rapper So Changbin reminds us, let's live with a positive mind and enjoy life. My friends have shown me to stay true to myself and that no one can bring me down. Kol hahat kalot kashot. All beginnings are difficult. When I first came to the school, I was shy. That made it very difficult to make new friends. When I realized that all the kids in the grade were very kind and fun, I started to become who I am today. If you know me, I am now a very loud and bubbly person. I want to end this speech by thanking all of those who have helped me make it here. I will now recognize a few people who went the extra mile. Thank you, Mr. I, for always being a friendly face in the hall and making me smile when I feel down. I'll miss you. Thank you, Ms. Geffen, for pushing me to improve even when I'm not up for the challenge. The last teacher I'd like to appreciate is Ms. Burke. You are like a second mother to me. You are always there if I've had a tough day. If you notice something is a bit off, you will pull me aside and ask, even if it's a little thing. You always make me smile and feel comfortable. You have stood up for us as students, and we hope that you know we will always be here for you. I would also like to thank all the others in my grade for making me who I am today. And a special thank you to my out-of-town family and friend who flew here to see me. Most importantly, thank you, Mom and Dad, for making me switch to not just a better school, but to a better life.
Thank you, Sarah. Next up, Joshua Sayland.
Chapter 2. Im ein ani li mi li, ukshani la'atzmi ma'ani, ve'im lo akshav ematai. As Rabbi Hillel stated, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? If I'm only for myself, who am I? If not now, when? This quotation means that if you are not there for people when they need you, who will be there for you when you need help? If you don't want to be that kind of person, when will you? Having the opportunity to have grown up at Levine has been a blessing for me. I could have not asked for a better group of kids to be around and to learn with. Through ups and downs, we all kept sticking with each other. I cannot describe how thankful I am to be a part of such a great group. When I came to Levine 7 years ago, I was really shy and afraid to speak to others. Things changed when kids made efforts to invite or welcome me to their lunch table or to try to hang out with me. I never really thought of myself as a member of a particular friend group because I feel connected to every person in my grade. To have that feeling is indescribable, and I'm so thrilled to have had that experience. I would like to thank all my teachers for believing in me and for helping me prepare for the next chapter of my life. I can continue living with an enriched Jewish philosophy and background, as well as having learned many subjects in advance. I have to wish my classmates the best in their various paths, and I'll cherish being a Levine Academy alumni.
Thank you, Joshua. Our next speaker, Aiden Minskowski.
Timeless. In case some of you are interested, today happens to be National Hole in a Bucket Day. Although this event holds no significance in my speech, what is important is the life journey I have been on during my time at Levine. There was a time where I was known as a class clown, and though some might say I still am, I have finally matured into a young man. I can proudly say that this year, I have distinguished myself as a leader by being a part of student council, a student ambassador, and an all-honors student. I'm also happy to say that I've been accepted into all the high schools I've applied to, and I'm looking forward to attending Yavna this fall. Levine has also given me everlasting friendships through a tightly knit group. Ein davar ba'olam hazeh yoter yakar me'asher yedidut amatit. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. The 10 boys in my grade are my achim, brothers. There have been countless inside jokes, experiences, and fantasy football trash talk, each time bringing us closer together. Even though we will be splitting off to different schools next year, we will always stick together. These are the boys that will be with me at the biggest moments in my life, and I will be there for theirs. Thank you, Levine, for being my stepping stone, guiding me through life. To other schools, I may just be another kid, but at Levine, I have an identity, the kid with long hair.
Thank you, Aiden. Our next speaker, Javi Rothstein.
Moving forward. First, I can't believe that I'm graduating. Wow, where do I start? I have been here my whole life. One fun fact, I was the youngest kid in the whole school when I started, and now I am one of the oldest. Second, I would like to thank my teachers from parenting me all the way through 8th grade for helping me develop in my academics and believing in me every step of the way. Of course, graduation is about moving on, but also about reflection. One lesson that I have learned along the way is Im eina mili, ukshani le'atzmi ma'ani, im lo akshab ebatai. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? Although we sang many Zimriah songs and had many performances, this quotation has stuck with me. I have used this in my everyday life, remembering that if you want support and sympathy from people, then you have to support them. In some way, I have been living by this as a motto for as long as I can remember, long before hearing the song. Sometimes I wonder how I've made it through 13 years at one school, but somehow I have. Throughout the years, I have seen many teachers and students come and go. Today, it is finally my turn to write the speech, take the finals, and say my last goodbyes as I move on in my life.
Thank you, Javi. Our next speaker, Lauren Hazan.
My Levine box. When I began writing the speech for my graduation from my second home of 12 years, I immediately thought of Forrest Gump's saying, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." It may not be as recognizable in Hebrew. "Hachaim hem kmo kusat shokoladim. Ata af pa'am lo yodea ma tekabel." Throughout my years at Levine Academy, I have tasted 12 different flavors of chocolates, one for each grade I've gone through. Before I go any further, I would like to thank all of the staff and administration that has helped me through Levine all these years. Although each year has been sweet, my favorite has been the last piece in my Levine box. 8th grade has given me one final opportunity to bond with the friends I have grown up with and has shown me that with every ending, there's a new beginning. I hope to keep the strong friendships I have made here for a lifetime. Although I am uncertain what my future brings, I do know that Levine has taught me not to be afraid to open any new box of chocolates.
Thank you, Lauren. Our next speaker, Bryn Grumbles.
A new beginning. When I moved to Dallas in 5th grade, all I could talk about was Austin. Soon after coming here, I even had my own saying, back in Austin. Kol hacholot kashot, all beginnings are difficult. I only knew 2 people here at Levine, and I was nervous to start a new school in a new city. The transition between public and private school was so different, with uniforms, religion, longer days, and class sizes. In Austin, there was no religion in the school, and sometimes when I would miss school for a Jewish holiday, I would also miss a test. School would end at 2:45, and we had about 30 kids in each class. We could also wear almost anything we wanted to. When I first came to Levine, I didn't think 8th grade would come so quickly. Looking at it now, the grades I have passed have become a blur to me. It was as if the years have gone by in seconds. I never imagined the day we would be leaving for good. Levine Academy has given me lasting friendships I will never forget. Even though we're all different, we will share the memories of being here at Levine together.
Thank you, Bryn. Our next speaker, Jonathan Pershis.
Life at Levine. Shalom. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Jonathan Pershis. I've been attending Ann and Nate Levine Academy for approximately 3 years. Over those 3 years, I've had the chance to solidify my bond between fellow students, study from some top-notch teachers, and learn to love my Jewish heritage. The first day I entered Levine Academy, I knew this would be my new home. Children and teachers greeted me with welcoming smiles and open arms. At Levine, I was given the opportunity to make new friends and meet new people. The kids that surrounded me through my years here helped to build the person I am today. The teachers at Levine don't only care about our learning abilities, they also care about our personal lives. My educators have taught me many lessons, including never be afraid to make mistakes, change is inevitable, and hard work pays off. Thank you parents, teachers, students, administration, and staff for making my middle school years worthwhile. Dear fellow students, as the talented Dr. Seuss once said, Al tikveh ki zeh nigmar, hayeh ki zeh kara. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
Thank you, Jonathan. Our next speaker is Samantha Goldberg.
Bittersweet change. Graduation marks the end of a long chapter in my life, but it's also the start of a new beginning. Personally, most endings are not that difficult. It's the beginnings that are. Kol ha'hatchalot hashot, meaning all beginnings are difficult. Luckily, Levine has prepared me for the new journey that I'm about to embark upon. I know that all my friends from Levine will help make this experience easier. Although I said previously that most endings aren't too difficult, this scenario is an exception since I have attended Levine my entire life. Over the years, I have gone on trips, celebrated holidays, and participated in so many more lively experiences which only make this farewell so much more difficult. I can even remember being in lower school, thinking I'd never be as old as the 8th graders, but here we are. I'm deeply saddened that it is now time to leave Levine, but I'm also extremely grateful for all the experiences this school has given me. First off, Levine presented me with the amazing opportunity of having a Jewish education, which most kids are not fortunate enough to receive. Levine Academy also granted me the amazing friendships that I will carry on into my high school experience at Yavna. I am thankful for all of this and so much more. Moreover, I would like to thank my parents, because without them, I would not be standing in front of you today. Their hard work has allowed me to pursue an education at Levine for 12 years. I also want to thank all the teachers and staff for expanding my knowledge. Every aspect of Levine Academy shaped me into the person that I am today. Even though I have complained often about tests and homework, I'm truly going to miss my time at Levine. As sad as it is, change is good. I feel excited, nervous, and everything in between for this next chapter of my life at Yavna Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Our next speaker, Mia Rogozinski.
New school, new place, new world. Levine Academy, a private school, a whole new school, in a whole new state. This school served as my great integration to Dallas, Texas from Seattle, Washington this past August. All the other kids in 8th grade were so nice and welcoming. The people within our school are the ones that make Levine the wonderful place that it is. The connections and bonds that each student develops with their classmates is like no other school. When we all traveled to Israel this past March, it was a life-changing experience. And the incredible part was, every day we grew closer as a grade. Some kids opened up and started talking to others they had rarely spoken to. And that was one of the most significant parts of the Israel trip. Good times plus crazy friends equals amazing memories. Or in Hebrew, that translates to Zmanim tovim v'chavarim magnivim shavim zichronot madimim. This saying represents my entire 8th grade experience, especially on the Israel trip. The bond that our class has created at Levine Academy is something I will appreciate for a lifetime. This is what has made my 1 year at Levine Academy a great year.
Mia, thank you. Our next speaker, Avery Wren.
A story of my own. Most of my classmates will be talking about stories from the early years of Levine, but my speech deals with a different story. So here I am, 4 years later, and graduating. Seems crazy, right? Throughout the years, I have learned, matured, and become a better person because of the environment at Levine, for which I will forever be thankful. Although most of the girls had been together since preschool, they first welcomed me with open arms. This closeness has followed us throughout the years, solidifying our bond. Considering how close we have all become, this day seems surreal. Today is the day I talk in front of all of you, telling you I won't be walking down the same halls as my best friends. Levine has allowed me to pursue all of the main focuses of my life, creating an equal balance between both academics and soccer. This opportunity is very rare, which makes me beyond grateful to be educated by such caring and passionate adults. Lihitra'at zelo leolam, lihitra'ot zelo hasof. Zarak omer she'ani et ga'agea, ad shenepagesh shuv. Goodbyes are not forever, goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean, I will miss you until we meet again. Perfectly explains our future. It will be as if we never graduated, almost like we didn't all go our separate ways. To everyone who has made this day and the last 4 years possible, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Avery. Our next speaker is Abby Calamizer. Abby?
In the blink of an eye, Keheref Ayin. 9 years, 108 months, 3,285 days. I have been at Levine for most of my life, and yet it has felt much shorter. Levine Academy has helped me grow and blossom into the person I am today. It provided me with key revelations that shaped my outlook on the world. I am deeply saddened that this chapter of my life is ending, and can hardly remember living without Levine. I will never forget my amazing memories here. I recall reading my first book in kindergarten. So excited I was practically bursting with joy. As I read, I created new worlds in my mind. With just one word, my imagination made new ideas come to life. This is similar to what Levine Academy has done for me. In each grade, my teachers have guided me through any difficulties and helped me escape those situations, developing into a stronger, more confident, and wiser person. And as they spoke, they created valuable life lessons that I will benefit from for years to come. In 8th grade, I traveled to Israel, a truly life-changing experience. I grew close with so many new people from our class. With every single day I was there, I created so many memories that I will carry with me for a lifetime. The one I remember the most vividly was dancing with all my friends at the Western Wall, the holiest site in all of Judaism. At that moment, I felt the strongest connection I have ever felt, an unforgettable connection forged by our voices singing in harmony. It is upsetting that my journey here is over, but I am looking forward to a new chapter in high school. Levine Academy has provided me with so much more than I could ever ask for. 9 years, 108 months, 3,285 days. It makes me wonder why time passes so fast. It feels as if all my incredible memories have occurred in only the blink of an eye.
Thank you, Abby. Our next speaker, Ella Friedman.
The next step. Coming from a family of 6, I've never been short on siblings to lead the way. I remember when I was much smaller that I wanted to be just like my older siblings. I wanted to play like them, eat like them, go to sleep at the same time as them, and go to school just like them. So when my first day at this school arrived, I was excited yet a little scared. I don't exactly remember how it went, considering I was 2. I do remember, however, that at the end of the day, I got to ride home with my older siblings, and I felt so big. I wanted every day to be like this. The first year I had buddies that I can remember, I had a girl who was at least 5 years older than I. To me, it felt like she was a junior in high school, when really she was only in the 7th grade. At first, she seemed intimidating. However, as buddies went on, with the help of her warm welcome, I realized she wasn't so scary after all. Once I was comfortable, we started to have a great time. She even taught me how to shade a heart. I wanted to be just like her, and I couldn't wait to be in 7th grade. This was when I first learned to never judge a book by its cover. Last year, the 8th graders came to talk to us about their time in Israel. Although previous students had mentioned favorite places, memories, and what to look forward to, this year was the first year when I actually thought seriously about being in Israel. At Levine, this trip had always felt so far away. After 11 years of waiting, our Israel trip finally seemed real. I could not have been more excited for what was to come. After today, my classmates and I will no longer be students here at Levine. This August, we will have gone from being the oldest kids in school to the youngest. And for me, I will have gone from a small, private Jewish school to a public school with over 2,000 kids. This is obviously a very big change. But in a weird way, I feel that Levine has prepared me for this in surprising ways. Ha'anoch lenar al pi darko, gam ki yazkin lo yasur mimena. Train up a child in the way he shall go, and when he is old enough, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. Although there is no doubt in my mind that I will miss our amazing school trips and all of my friends, I am excited for what is to come in my high school career.
Thank you, Ella. Our next speaker is Michal Epstein.
Kol daka chashuva. Every moment matters. Throughout my time at Levine, I've had my fair share of ups and downs, tears and laughter, celebration and sadness. But from every action, tear, and smile, I have learned something essential to the person I am today. Whether it was caring for the sick in kindergarten, becoming responsible for a pet in 1st grade, leading my first younger buddy in 3rd grade, or celebrating with my friends as they became Jewish adults in 7th grade, every moment was special, and I will always carry them with me. I hope to remember every minute of the most meaningful opportunity Levine has provided me, the Israel trip. Previous to this experience, I had never been so glad to speak Hebrew or felt so connected to my homeland. While singing and dancing at the Kotel on Friday night, I was overcome with an intense amount of pride in being Jewish. The circle of dancers acted as an inclusive and unified community that welcomed everyone, regardless of their background. In that moment, I felt that Israel wanted me and that I always wanted to be a part of this loving community. Levine has also been an incredibly nurturing community. I will always carry with me the lessons I've learned, experiences I have had, and memories and friends I have made. There is no other school where I would have felt the same level of support from my teachers, been offered the same leadership opportunities, or had the same room to be creative and find my true self. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the teachers I've had, from parents and me to 8th grade. You have all touched my life in an incredibly special way. My time spent learning from you has truly mattered. I would not be the same person without you.
Michal, thank you. Our next speaker, Brendan Bernstein.
It's not what we say, rather what we do. Having basically spent my entire life at this school, thinking about how to sum up my experience here in 2 minutes has been a real challenge. As you have heard from my awesome classmates tonight, this is a special place. That said, until very recently, I've taken my 12 years here at Levine for granted. During our Israel trip, our leaders took us late one night from our Bedouin tents out into the desert. Many of the famous figures from the Torah have had that same peace and quiet we were fortunate enough to have. We stood there, in the pitch dark, deafened by silence. So many thoughts went through my head that night in search of a true purpose for Jews in today's world. One theme kept coming back to me over and over: the notion that all of us are here to be leaders and role models within our communities. This is something that Levine prepares us for, which I did not realize until this solitary time in the desert. For anyone that's seen the movie Karate Kid, there is a character named Daniel-san who learns karate from a wise Japanese maintenance worker. In the beginning, all he does is odd jobs for his teacher, Mr. Miyagi. Examples are wax on, wax off, sanding the floors, and even painting the fence. Daniel is completely unaware of how these simple tasks will help him with karate. Later on, he sees how those small events taught him more than he ever could imagine. In a way, our time at Levine has been just like Daniel-san's in The Karate Kid. Whether we have realized it or not, we have been learning how to be role models and leaders since the beginning here at Levine. Starting in the 2nd grade, we were finally able to perform in front of the school for Kehillah Kadosha, which gave us the confidence to speak in front of large crowds. Or by being buddies to younger kids, learning the importance of being nice to someone that looks up to you. Or mitzvah madness, and countless other ways the school teaches us to give back to those individuals who are less fortunate. How we are always taught to keep our prayer books open during services, teaching us not to give up when we are doing something we might not love. Or even the new bathroom passes, where we learn all about, well, I don't know, but we still use them. In the end, I stand here today, now understanding what an incredible gift it has been to get the chance to walk these halls. I truly believe that we are more prepared than anyone our age to tackle all the challenges that will come in high school and beyond. A famous Hebrew quotation states, Lo ha-midrash hu ha-ikar ela ha-ma'aseh. This means, it is not what one says, but rather what one does. To all my classmates and best friends in the world standing up here, it is truly about what we do in our lives. I want to thank our teachers, mentors, coaches, and everyone else that has had a hand in guiding us through our journeys at Levine. You mean more to us than you will ever know. And most of all, I want to thank all 4 of my parents for giving me the opportunity to graduate from Levine. I know I did not always show my appreciation, but it has made such an impact on me. And I'm so excited to keep my Jewish education going next year at Yavna. Thank you.
Brendan, thank you. Brendan, you might want to step back down to the podium. We're going to have you do a presentation for a moment. So while they're sorting out their presentation, I just want to say that this came across beautifully. They were authentic, these voices. They were meaningful, and they were all heartfelt. And so I just want to say once again, many thanks to all of our students here for sharing their voices tonight with us. And I do want to give a shout out to Joni Geffen, who really helped them out getting them to this point. So it's my privilege to ask our Student Congress President Brendan Bernstein and his students to present the graduating class gift to the Academy. Now, accepting on behalf of Levine Academy is Mr. Solomon Israel, President of our Board of Trustees.
So scoot a little that way.
On behalf of the Levine Academy Class of 2019, we would like to present the school with 3 flags, Texas State, U.S., and of course the Israeli flag, to be hung up in the new gym in order to recognize the global citizenship instilled within us at this school. Thank you.
Brendan, class of 2019, on behalf of myself, the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty, let me first say thank you very, very much for this. But more importantly, let me say how proud we are of the class of 2019. And it's not just because you folks represent about 25% of the current board, but it doesn't hurt. It really is, to your comment a moment ago, Brendan, about it's what you do. And it is the actions that you as a class have done, whether it be earlier this year, blowing out the book fair, the book drive, the additional things that you did with the B'nai Mitzvah Fund for Pantry Packers or Lone Soldier Project in Israel, as well as even here, closer to home, with Hunger Busters, where you were contributing, even most recently, to helping those with their disadvantaged DISD students of being able to eat and have a meal. So with that, it really is a matter of this class demonstrating and doing and embodying the midot of this school and the graduate profile of Ananit Levine Academy. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you to Brendan, thank you to students, and thank you to Solomon once again. You know, our Levine community is comprised of many of us, locally, nationally, around the world, but dearest to our hearts and our school mission is our alumni. And it's a real pleasure to welcome so many of our alumni here in Beit Aryeh this evening. I'd like to ask all of you alumni to please rise and receive our greetings and appreciation. Please rise. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to ask Rabbi Ari Sunshine of Congregation of Congregation Shereth Israel, my bad, to present the Dor Vador recognition message. Rabbi Sunshine, come on up.
Thank you, Tom. This is a special evening for our school, for the students and families who are celebrating their, and I say our, not just speaking as a rabbi, but the parent of a graduate, milestone of celebrating one stage of life's journey, the end of middle school, while preparing to move on to high school and begin the next stage. For many of us, this moment may be bittersweet. On the one hand, there's excitement, there's a tremendous feeling of accomplishment. On the other hand, there may be sadness at experiencing the end of an era with students, parents, families, teachers, and administrators alike knowing that our graduates are moving on and leaving behind the school in which they've spent so many formative and memorable hours, learning about the world around us while also immersing themselves in our Jewish tradition. But one of the most beautiful aspects of that Jewish tradition we claim so proudly is that even when we move on from one part of our journey to another, the chain of that tradition continues unbroken. Those who move on carry that foundation that has been built, that has been taught to them. They carry that with them into what comes next, and those who remain behind follow in the footsteps of those who came before and led the way. As you may have noticed, we have a beautiful piece of artwork which is always on display in the back of Beit Aryeh, entitled Dor Lador, From Generation to Generation. This is the 32nd year that we are adding another group of graduating students' names to this beautiful piece of art, as yet another group of students has left their mark on Levine Academy and moves on and carries their experience here with them. I thought that in lieu of a traditional Torah teaching to help frame the importance of this moment, for those who are leaving and those who are staying behind, I would instead turn to some contemporary Torah from two modern Jewish songwriters who wrote songs about what the idea of Lador Vador means to them. Nefesh Mountain, in their song On and On, Lador Vador, sang, "There is a past in every portrait, there is a truth in every tale. In all the days that came before us, there is a wind upon our sail. There is a dream in every daughter, there is a song in every son. As all our tears are made of water, there is a home from where we've come. Lador Vador Nagid Godlecha, the light in us shines on and on. The time may pass, but it's never gone." And Josh Nelson, in his song Lador Vador, sang, looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part, we are blessed and we are holy, that we are children of your way. And the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. Lador Vador Nagid Godlecha, from generation to generation we will tell of your greatness. Lador Vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation, Lador Vador, these lips will praise your name. And so in this spirit, I say to all of us gathered this evening, may we continue to share our commitment to this holy and blessed journey that started with our ancestors at Mount Sinai, and led us in our day to become a part of a Jewish day school community, whether as a student, parent, grandparent, teacher, or administrator. May we continue to proudly protect this chain and transmit our meaningful traditions with our words and our actions. And to our graduates, I offer this blessing. May you carry with you in your heart your experiences here at the Levine Academy, both the joys and the challenges, as a wind on your sail as you move forward in life. May you remember the home here from which you've come. May your individual dreams and your songs lift you to new heights. And may your light shine brightly on and on, illuminating your own unique path forward into your future, and also brightening the way for those of us who love you, follow after you, and are inspired by you. Ken Yehi Ratzon, and may it be God's will. Mazel tov, everybody.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much. So, for my charge, I'm going to try a little class participation. And my aim here is to make visible and to move a little closer to you both the challenges in the world as well as the opportunities. So just, that's right, hold on to your, right below you. Right there, you got it. Just hold on to your colorful little sponges there. So let's start with those colorful sticks. When I call your color, raise your stick high above you so all of us can see. And if your color is not the one being called, I want you to see the other colors that are made visible. Now first, let's try this stand up and be counted question here. Consider that all of you are representing together, now think of this, 330 million Americans, which means that each one of you represent 14 million Americans. So I want red and green to be lifted right now. Hold it up. I'd like you to raise your sticks red and green. All right, keep them held high. So the number of red and green together represent 34% of the American population who live relatively near, at, or below the poverty line in America. And the bottom 1/3 of American income and consumption statistics is the farther away from the upper 1/3 than at any time today in American history, by far. Now you can put those down. Now I'm going to change the denominator. because I want your class to represent the world. And I will mention just a few water-related challenges the world is facing today and will be facing tomorrow. Now, each one of you 24 represent the population of the United States. So, which of course that means each one of you represent 330 million people, okay? So you multiply 330 million times 24 and you get the population of the entire world, which is roughly 7.6 billion people. Now, yellow and red, lift up yellow and red. So, yellow and red, you represent 40% of the world's population, over 3 billion people, which is the number of people who do not have access to normal sanitation services or access to clean water. Because of this fact, because of that fact, over 1 million children under the age of 5 die every year due to poor sanitation or lack of access to clean water sources. You can put your sticks down for a moment. Now, raise blue and red. Blue and red. Blue and red, you represent 50% of the world's population. And the projection is that before you finish college, your class, 50% of the world's population, or 3.8 billion people, will live in what is called water-stressed areas of the world. Now, water-stressed means that the demand for water exceeds, and in most cases, far exceeds the available amount of water. Okay, put your sticks down. Take a break. Now, one side statistic, we're not lifting for this, I just want to mention this. Currently, 3.2 billion people, or nearly 45% of the world's population, rely on fish to fulfill their protein requirements. At the same time, the percentage of fish stocks being fished at unsustainable levels is up to 33% of the world's fish supplies. All right, here's one more challenging statistic. So blue and yellow, raise your sticks. Blue and yellow, look how many will go up there. Because you represent 75% of the world's population, 5.7 billion people, who live within 50 miles of a coastal waterway. Now, the coastal waterway does not include Dallas. But you might think that another 1 foot of rise in the world's oceans due to climate change, which will happen in your lifetime, might not sound like much. You say, hey, what the heck, one foot? What's that all about? But it would take me 45 minutes of a science period just to read through the bullet point list of problems and challenges and many catastrophic effects that such a rise would mean to the human race. Okay, you can put them down for a second, but before I get to the positive trends, let me tell you something about the world's water problems. Guess which country is the world's leader in solving several of these water-related problems? Just guess. Any guesses here? Israel, of course it is. You guessed it. The world's largest seawater desalination plant happens to be in Israel. Israel is without question one of the world's leaders in the creation of freshwater technology made from non-drinkable water sources. Israel Technology, by the way, Israel Technology is responsible for the largest fish farms created in Europe. And Israel is making significant progress in creating drinkable water solutions for all of Africa. Now for some positive trends. How about red? Raise your sticks. Only a few of you. 200 years ago, 1819, you 3 red sticks represent only 13% of the world's population. Only 13% of the world could read and write in 1819. Now, red, keep your sticks up because I want to add blue and yellow. Blue and yellow, come on up with the red. Because today, 83% of the world can read and write. Okay, put your colors down, except for keep red, keep it up. All right, red again, because when you were born, only 13% of the world had access to the internet. Okay, now red, put the red down, and I want blue and green up. Blue and green, let's see how that is. All right, so today 56% of the world's population have access to the internet. A related statistic is that this year, in 2019, the number of cell phone users in the world will for the first time surpass, get this, 5 billion people. All right, put it down. All right, so you might think that that cell phone statistic would mean that the leading, the new billionaires all come from the techie world. But guess what? The good news is that the American economy is very, very diverse, and techie new billionaires are only number 5 on the list of new billionaires. So number 1 is finances, or using other people's money. You guys are pretty good at that. Number 2 is fashion and retail. Number 3, manufacturing. Number 4, real estate. And techie billionaires make up the 5th largest category of new billionaires. I'll say, now keep all the sticks down. All right, keep all the sticks down, because 200 years ago, no country in the world had an average life expectancy of over 40 years old. Now, everybody raise your sticks. Everybody. Because today, every country in the world has a life expectancy, not just over 40, but way over 40. And the fact is that for the top 39 countries, it's well more than double 40 years. So you can put it down now. And you might think that the USA leads the list of life expectancy, but actually, United States is number 43 on the world list. And way up there in the top 10, guess again, Israel. Israel is number 8 in the world in life expectancy. It's a testimony to incredible advancements in their technology, science, nutrition, and health. Okay, so you might think there are problems in the world, and these are big problems. And there are advancements in the world, but how can we really make a difference? And particularly when you talk about billions of people. And you might think, well, that's, like way beyond my capacity. But I'll tell you a quick story. And it's about an amazing individual who lived right here in Dallas. And when I was serving the high school at St. Mark's, I worked very closely with the director of community service there. And she'd been in that role for like 25 years at the time. So her job, of course, was to introduce the boys to the less fortunate, give them an experience of being helpful to others all over the city. So I asked her one time, what motivated her? And what motivated her to do this year after year for all these years? And she said that, well, what really motivates her to do this work each and every year was her father, who was a scientist, and he was a plant pathologist. He was very successful in finding a high-yielding, disease-resistant wheat. And he decided to put his science to work to feed the hungry of the world. And he applied his discoveries to Mexico, to India, and to Pakistan. And he was made director of the International Wheat Improvement Program. And he's credited with saving the lives of over 1 billion people on the planet. Her father's name was Norman Borlaug. He died 10 years ago, but he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and in 1970 he received the Nobel Peace Prize for what he did. Now, my director friend, Jeannie, director of community service there, she would always say, you make lives better for a few people. It's just as important as saving the lives of 1 billion people. And she really lived that motto. So I share this stick exercise. I know it's a little silly, a little wacky here, but I just want you to see, make it visible, how prominent some of the world's problems are, but also all the possibilities that are out there, and they are right next to you. The challenges are nearby, and the solutions are in your grasp. Now here's what I hope you remember about tonight. I know you won't remember my statistics. And I know you won't remember my talk. You won't even remember who gave you the charge tonight. But that's okay. Because what I hope you remember are my swimming pool noodles that I chopped up for you and asked you to lift, because I want them to symbolize the opportunities you have to make a difference. It is what we mean here. Levine values, Jewish values, tikkun olam, responsibility, caring, tzedakah. It's crucial for your futures that you remember that we, Jewish people, what is our aim? It's about the continuity of our people and the betterment of our world. You have the talent, you have the skills, you have the family support, you have the heart to make a difference for other people. Whether that might be one person, a couple of people, or perhaps making a difference for 1 billion people in the world. So I say good luck to all of you. We have faith in you. We love you. We are confident that you are ready. Go forth with boldness and courage, and I know all of you here join me in saying Mazel Tov to this class. So thank you for that. All right, the presentation of the diplomas, and to move forward with this part of the night, the presentation of diplomas signals their completion and mastery, our graduates' completion and mastery of our academic requirements. Oh, they're collecting them, okay. And a readiness to move forward. So I'd like to ask Miss Lawler. All right, we'll wait for her. Good job there. Miss Lawler, Rabbi Litton, and as we get a little action here. What? So I'm asking Ms. Lawler, Rabbi Litton, our community rabbis, to step forward. So I'm calling up to the podium our readers. Linda McGinnis and Anna Katzman will read the names. I'd also like to announce an ongoing tradition here at Levine, and for those graduates whose parent or grandparents served on our board, currently or in the past while they were here, we will have that board member step forward and deliver the special honor of handing you your diploma. So I'll turn it over to Anna and Linda, and we'll begin the calling of the names. And board members, please step forward.
Serena Israel. Sarah Israel. Jeremy Minsky. Lev Minsky. Jacob Grossfeld. Ella Segev.
Ella Segev.
Let's go. Ilana Sunshine.
Ilana Sunshine.
Gabriel Rudelman.
Gabriel Rudelman.
Lauren Jacobson. And Ashley here.
Eden Rogozinski.
Eden Rogozinski.
Aryeh Ackerman.
Aryeh Ackerman.
Ryan Goldstein.
Itzhak Goldstein.
Board member Jen Goldstein.
Noah Kasher.
Noah Kasher.
Sarah Sukenik.
Sarah Sukenik.
Joshua Sayland.
Joshua Sayland.
Aiden Minskowski.
Abraham Minskowski.
Javi Rothstein.
Chava Rothstein.
Lauren Hazan.
Lauren Hazan.
Joanne Hazan.
Bryn Grumbles.
Bracha Grumbles.
Jonathan Pershes.
Jonathan Pershes.
Samantha Goldberg.
Sarah Goldberg.
Guys.
please.
Mia Rogozinski. Avery Wren. Abby Calamizer. Ella Friedman. Michal Epstein. And Brandon Bernstein.
When King David was running away from Saul, we were standing in Ir David. I don't know if you guys remember, Kobe turned around and he showed you all the hills that were around us. And he said, this is quite possibly the place where David wrote in Psalms, and I'll just read it out loud in English. I turn my eyes to the mountains, from where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot give way, your guardian will not slumber. See, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Lord is your guardian, the Lord is your protection at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon at night. The Lord will guard you from all harm, he will guard your life. The Lord will guard you when you're going and when you're coming, now and forever. The Medrash says on this, that this is not only the prayer that David said when he was running away, but it was also the same prayer that Jacob was saying when he was running away from his brother Esau. Although there were no real mountains to be seen at that time, necessarily. So the Medrash is an interesting read. It says, it's not Esa Enai El HaHarim, it's Esa Enai El HaHorim. You should be looking up towards your parents, looking up towards your role models, and that's where your help is going to come from. Your parents instilled with you guys faith. The ability to be leaders, and we're so proud of you. We're going to start a new tradition here at Levine Academy. Has anybody ever been to a Mazinka? No? All right, so I'll give you guys a little Mazinka background here. When the last Jewish child gets married in your family, I guess last child, because they're all Jewish. It's customary to have the Mazinkatons, which is a bunch of people dancing around with brooms, pretty much. sweeping out the last child. A lot of us here, yeah, because we're happy to get them out. It's been a Jewish tradition for a long time. I didn't make it up. Ask all the rabbis. Some of you guys are fulfilling your Levine Mazinka tonight. This is your last child finishing their schooling here at Levine. The amount of effort that your parents have put into the school, not just a financial investment, but they're investing in their time, their emotions, talking to your teachers, making sure that in the middle of the day, if you're missing your lunch, they somehow secretly text you in the middle of class. I'm not really sure how that works, but it works every time. And magically your lunch appears. I would like to honor those parents who are exiting their last graduates. We will play now the Mazinka Tanz. As I call your name, please rise. So Mr. Ilif and Ms. Lawler can please deliver you a certificate of recognition for your time spent here at Levine. This is for the parents of the last students who graduated. Rob and Arona Ackerman. Rabbi and Jennifer Sunshine family. Greg and Debbie Kennedy. Liron and Daniela Segev and family. Kenneth and Karen Salin and family. Michael and Clifford Purchase and family. Jason Minsky and family. Jolene Reish and family. Solomon and Nancy Israel and family. Mark and Meredith Wiglet and family. Sorry. Carol and Sharon Epstein and family. And last but not least, this is the first year at Levine Academy, Jared and Ashlyn Bernstein and family. So, 8th grader, this is such a bet. You know, graduation's a crazy bet, you know? The shtick that goes on in this class is beyond, so I would like to list for you guys some. The list went really, really long, so I had to cut it down. Fortnite. Can I get an Aflac from everyone? Aflac? That was weak. The whole bus ride you guys are doing, you can't do it now? Where's my K-pop friends? There we go, K-pop friends. This means something, K-pop. By the way, I'm the official K-pop rabbi. That happened. Who's there? That happened also. Oh, getting sprayed in the face with goat milk. That was pretty epic. New use for Skittles. Now you would think this new use for Skittles came from our candy man, but it didn't. I'll leave it at that. I ditched school with a few students and went to 7-Eleven. That happened once. I ditched school with one of those also students and we went for bagels. Might be the same one who's pointing to himself. Went to bagels. Remember that? Guess not. Well, burning a hole through the drink water's floor. That was amazing on the porch. Thank you so much for letting us do that in your house. There was Tune Up, Tune Up, Tune that night, and that will become my new jam for the rest of my life. If you guys have not searched it on YouTube, please search Tune Up, Tune Up, Tune, and get into the Bollywood kind of feel. So far I got Bollywood in this class, and we got K-pop, so that was pretty amazing for my music education. we just get another round of applause for Josh, please? Now, if no one understands why we're doing this, because Josh has a way of doing this with everyone. It's like, he just walks into the plane, he's like, we got a round of applause for the stewardess, and like the whole plane erupts in like clapping. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And it doesn't get boring either. I would like to thank Josh also for teaching me how to, what's that thing called? Yeah, obviously not very good at it. Josh, come on, Josh. Give him just a little flex. A little flex. There we go. That was a slow motion version. Well, guys, it's been a run. I just can't explain to you, like, how much I've learned from you guys. From the times where I was sick with Gabby and we were helping one another out. My epic nap during a movie, / from the beginning to the end I slept while Gabby watched that movie, to somehow pushing him out of a wheelchair. Crazy day for us. To when we got locked out of the White House, thank you very much. But we happened to have met Kanye West, which is also a lie, but it was a great lie. You don't remember that? Oh, you missed it? We met Kanye West? Everyone knows those, though, right? Seriously. No Cashin. I just wanted to do that. It's because I really respect Noah. And everything funny in this room that happens actually emanates from Noah, just no one realizes it. So if you're watching closely enough, you can see that he's like pulling strings across the room. Jonathan, there's no more words. You know? The stories I have from this year are epic. Epic. All of you guys for the Israel trip, I can't explain to you, and Donna could also tell you, it might have been one of the funniest trips I've ever been on. Just to give you one story about this great. Last year on our New York trip, we were getting on the bus, and we were doing a count-off. And counting off on the bus is a lot of fun, and I showed everyone in the airport that it's not as simple as it looks. You would think that everyone would just count off. But all of a sudden I was missing half of the kids. Not a joke, half the kids. And you had to figure out, like, there's 2 other people on this bus, how are you possibly missing half the kids? And all of a sudden they started crawling out of the top part, you know, where you put your baggage. And then I let out a big sigh of relief, because you have all got to graduation with all your limbs intact. Please give yourselves a round of applause for that. I'm impressed. Oh, sorry. All right, Gabby wants to question all the limbs intact. I hear that as an argument. Most of the limbs intact. All right. I wanted to end off with you guys with a blessing. I'm going to do it in a song. Sorry, guys. You get one more from me. The song goes to the words we were talking about before. And the end of the day is that God doesn't rest. He's always here for you. You guys were out there in the desert, and some of the people who never contemplated Hashem in their life, never contemplated God in their life, had a moment where countless people came to me and said, Rabbi, I don't know what was going on here, but it was different. The way you guys spoke about your Israel trip reinstills so, I couldn't imagine, I couldn't be happier or more proud of what you guys took out of the trip. Just remember, Levine Academy is always here for you. We're always here for you. This whole room is your family. As I end off with a bracha for you guys been humming along to the song, I'm sure you guys know it. I've always wanted to do this, guys. It's a dream of mine. Thank you guys for helping me fulfill this one. Following my little commencement here, you'll hear a song, a procession song, which really the words found by Vera Katzman. The words can't describe better what a graduation is really about. But before that, by the power vested in me, by the Levine Academy and the Rabbinical Council of America, I now pronounce you guys graduates. We'll do that.
I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. The stirring in your soul has left you wondering, should you stay or turn around? Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise, that you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. Oh, I know the brightest star above was created by the one who loved more than we'll ever know, to guide you when you're lost. What started as a still small voice is raging now, and your only choice is to follow who you are. So follow who you are, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. Oh, this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love